They are Americans. They're Americans. Stop asking them where they're from. They're Americans.
Stop asking Black Americans where they're from. When you ask a Black American, hey, where you from? And they say, I'm from Oakland. I'm from New York. I'm from Chicago. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from Detroit. And then you proceed to say, oh, no, where your family's from? And then they give you another location within the state because maybe their family migrated from one state to another. Like my family migrated from the South to the North. My generation is really the hardcore East Coast individuals. My grandparents, great-grandparents, they were born in the South, raised in the South, and then they migrated to New York. So when you speak to a Black American and you double down on, no, where your family's from, and they proceed to give you maybe another state within America, and you say, no, like, where's your family from? What do you mean? If a person is telling you that they are from America, their parents are from America, their grandparents are from America, and their great-grandparents are from America, why isn't that good enough for you? I really, and this is a genuine question. I really want to know, what does it do for you as the person asking? What does it do for you when you ask a Black American where their family is from, and they have the ability to go back to their great-grandparents and say America? Why isn't that answer good enough for you? Why do you need to know their ancestral background? How is that helping you? But let me tell you something even more. The history of Black Americans, the foundation of it is very sensitive because it's surrounded by a lot of evilness and atrocities. We are a group of people that honestly shouldn't even be here. But we are here. You want to know why? Because we are the chosen ones. And I don't want to hear, oh, chosen ones, what you mean by that? Stop it. We are resilient. We are strong. We are melanated. We are beautiful. We are a group of people who have been stripped from everything that we know. All the things that other people in the diaspora cling on, that they have. Oh, we have culture. We have our language. That gives you an upper hand in your eyes, don't you think? Oh, we know where we from. Can you trace your ancestors back to great grandparents? Most of you guys can't, especially you Caribbean. Let me check myself. Especially people coming from the Caribbean islands outside of the U.S. border, and especially certain countries within Africa, because you guys did not have documentation in the way that we did in America. For instance, and I just had this conversation with a few people, I'm able to trace my great grandparents and know for sure, my great grandparents, and know for sure that they was born and raised in America. And yes, most Black Americans are mixed because obviously if you start at the top of the lineage, this person married this person married this person, it spreads out. Maybe this person dated somebody from the West Indies. I have West Indian people in my family. I have Puerto Ricans in my family who are American, by the way. I have a mixture. But overall, as Black Americans, we understand that we are a mixed cultural individuals, but we have our own culture. And we understand that we have our own culture because you can literally speak to Black Americans from anywhere. I don't care if they was raised up north, down south, Midwest. More than likely, we have so many things in common of our upbringing and childhood that represents culture. We have the most influential culture. And the thing about it is, a lot of people in the Black diaspora always wants to say, Black Americans don't have culture, don't have a culture. Based upon who? You? We have culture. Our culture is somewhat of a baby. But guess what? With all that we've been through and the trauma that has been passed down in our bloodlines, we still manage to be number one. So a lot of people say, oh, they have main character energy. You ever watch a movie and it's that one character that's just smooth, don't really talk too much, they energy and aura speaks for itself? Yeah, that's us. And not because we're out here trying to be flashy, this, that, and the third. It's because this is something that's embedded in our souls, because unlike a lot of other people in the Black diaspora, Black Americans have gone through something that is like no other. Instead of other people in the Black diaspora saying, whoa, let's have compassion for them, like look what we have. We have our dialect, our language, our culture, our traditions passed on. These people were stripped from all of this, and then it was mixed up. You had a lot of individuals, from different different cultures, or shall I say, from different tribes, mixed in with each other because they didn't want them to have the capability of communicating and having things in common. So here it is, you had indigenous Black people mixed with Africans, mixed with Indian, all these things. And as time went on, you had more immigrants coming into America, people marrying inside within the Black culture, having kids and procreating within the Black culture. But overall, us as Black people, we continue to find ways to unite and create something for us. So when you think of Ebonics, slang, when you think of hip hop, when you think of jazz, when you think of soul music, neo soul music, when you think of R&B, when you think about all these things that became influential, not even just that. Let's start even talking about creations, because I know a lot of times when we talk about Black culture, we always want to get into, the superficial stuff, entertainment and stuff. But we have so many Black inventors, Black creators. Madam C.J. Walker, she was the first Black female millionaire. Not Oprah, C.J. Madam Walker. And because she created something that was in demand, the hot comb. That's our culture. That you talk about that steel hot comb on that stove, flipping and kind of and putting that to the back of your head. No other culture gonna understand that. But my Black people, y'all know what I'm talking about. As a little girl having, if you wanted your hair straight, y'all know that's culture. That's something that's particular to a certain group of individuals. Streetwear, the streetwear, the nails, the earrings. We have popularized fashion in so many ways. A lot of stuff, when you even think about army fatigue is a military-based thing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're actually trying to ban civilians from wearing it. But I don't know the accuracy of that. But when you even think about army fatigue and the style of army fatigue and how it got into the fashion world, Black people did that, baby. We made things like that hot, okay? Hot couture. You understand? We as Black Americans, we did that. When we look at breakdancing and flipping and all these things, I went to China before. And when I went to China, I seen in the mall posters of young kids on the posters doing handstands and flips and streetwear. That's Chinese people weren't wearing that. That's not a part of their culture. Even if they decided to switch and started to dress modern. Let's think about even the Spanish culture. They wasn't wearing street and casual wear. I see them with these Jordans. And first of all, Michael Jordan is a Black man. It's American. When I see them wearing these clothes and this style, I say, y'all was about the dresses, the long dresses and the sombreros. And it's no disrespect to anybody, but as a Black American, I'm getting frustrated and tired of the disrespect and the lack of credit for the things that my ancestors and my people have done, to just have people then come here and jump on the bandwagon of disrespecting us. You're not going to disrespect us, because we are the only group of people that continue to fight our oppressors, who have to live among our oppressors and still fight our oppressors. And we don't fold. We don't tuck our tails. We buckle up. And yes, you do have some people within the culture that are ignorant. You have some people that are criminals, but you have that in every culture. Okay? So we're not going to equate that just to Black people, because with all the things Black people have been through, if we was as evil and all this stuff as you claim we was, America will be burnt to the ground. Let's be real. But instead, we out here marching. And I'm tired of this goddamn Black on Black crime. There is no Black and Black crime. You could tend to commit crime based on the people that's in close proximity. Most Black people are around other Black people, and that is that way by design. This country has put things in place to systematically keep us oppressed. And I don't want to hear that whole, oh no, you have the ability. Stop it. As soon as the Black people get together, as soon as Black people start to form anything, white people are in our business. White people are in our business, infiltrating what we're doing. Because guess what? Black people are in a domestic violent relationship with our own country. And it's been that way. And it continues to be that way. So when you have people come from, it's so much you could do here and you can be successful. We don't understand why Black people. So you said it out your own mouth. You don't understand. So how about you be quiet and learn? How about you educate yourself? Because the thing about it is, everybody wants to be in Black Americans business, but we don't be in y'all business. We don't ask why y'all coming to Africa and migrating here and curious and having opinions and judgments what's going on in your country. The only time Black Americans speak on Africans or anybody in the Black diaspora from anywhere, even white people, is when they up in our business. And then most of the times, 9 times out of 10, when y'all up in our business, y'all belittling us, y'all degrading us, y'all think y'all better than us. Black people don't have any word. Black Americans don't have any word for Africans that leave their country from genocide and all these things and flee here. You guys are running from genocide from your own people. Our genocide here is from our oppressors, the white man. So when y'all come here, we look at you, brother and them. You come here, you look at, brother, no. So we like, oh, word. Okay, say less. The issue with Black Americans is that we have been too open and welcoming to people in our culture when other cultures don't do that. You don't see a whole bunch of people infiltrating Bollywood and the Indian culture and all this stuff. Everybody always want to come in and take over our stuff. Jazz, rock, hip hop, soul, everything that we do, people want to get in the mix because we the source, we the aura. They love it. They feel it. They feel it in their spirit and their soul when it comes to what we do. But yet they want to disrespect us. I'm smelling a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy when it comes to Black Americans. I'm proud to be Black American with the murky history and everything, with the trauma and everything, because that shows that we resilient. A lot of the benefits that you guys reap is because of us, our blood, sweat, and tears. And you still see it in micro situations. It be the Black Americans that speak up at work that ends up benefiting other people. Everybody else want to be quiet. They want to be a coon. They want to be, yes, sir, master, whatever you say. Yes, so us Black Americans, we are tired. We are tired of the coonery. We are tired of people disrespecting. So now that we talking up and speaking up and saying, all right, say less, no more. We're not going to extend our hand anymore. You don't have to be our brother. We'll stand with ourselves, because guess what? We've been standing with ourselves. Y'all had centuries to come over here and help us in America to say to the white man no more to our kinfolk. But y'all did not. Nobody came to save us. We saved ourselves. We built this fucking country. Our ancestors, blood, sweat, and tears, and I refuse. My family come from the South, so I take this very personal. So I refuse to allow anybody from anywhere to come here and want to just jump on a bandwagon and disrespecting us and thinking that y'all better than us. We are very loving, welcoming people. Sit down and have a conversation. I remember I ended up getting really cool with a guy from Ukraine, and he said to me, he said, you know, I had a stereotype and a stigma in my mind about black people, especially Black Americans and Black American women. He said, but you changed my perception. Excuse me. You changed my perception on that. And at first I was a little offended, but I said, you know what? He's being honest, because this is a thing. But him sitting, having a conversation with me, getting to know me, getting closer to me, it allowed him to open up and say, and he even said it too, which I was like, whoa, how many people just don't know? He said, I haven't met many Black people like you. And I told him, you guess what? There's so many more like me. So many that is even better than me. And he was just like, wow. I said, you can't listen to the stereotypes. You can't always listen to what they project, because that is by design. They want the world to see us as these animalistic individuals. You want to know why? It's because then when they do the atrocities and commit the things that they do and treat us the way they do, people are going to feel like it's justified, because they don't look at us as equals. They look at us as a subpar, because they believe in their minds that we're all bad. That's a psychological programming. And they always want to try to keep a lot of Black people in low vibrational states to use that as a way. See, look at them. Okay. Psychological warfare is a thing. And Black people have been going through it. When they realized they can no longer keep us in physical chains, they started putting psychological warfare on us. And I want my people to just start waking up. Start opening up that third eye, because baby, us copper skinned people, we are beautiful. We are the ones. We are resilient. The reason why we stand out compared to a lot of people in the diaspora is because we the ones. And don't you forget it. Remember the words of James Brown. I'm Black and I'm proud. So all my Black Americans, tap in. Even if I'm going to post this on social media, which I don't even tend to like to post things like this, but it was just in my spirit to get this off. I'm sorry if the video is long. I'm sorry that it's disorganized. I'm sorry that the cadence is up and down, but this is straight from my heart to my mouth. And this is just real. Like I said, Africans, Caribbeans, everybody. I have gotten to it over the years with people from all places just insulting us. No, we're not having it no more. And I hate to say it like this, but if you can't respect Black Americans and take your time to do the research and what we have contributed, go the fuck back to your country. If you can't trace your ancestors back to your great grandparents or even your great grandparents, don't talk to me and ask me or ask any black American, oh, no, where your family come from. Stop asking that fucking question. It's insensitive. I can trace my grandparents. I knew, because they passed away, God bless them. I knew my great grandmother on both sides. I actually got a chance to go see and visit and be around my great grandmother before she passed. Can a lot of you guys say that? I have documentations going back to my great grandmother and who she was married to and where she's from, when they used to write colored on the birth certificate. Physical documentation, and it matches up with the last name. This person married this person, this, that, and the third. I know where my family last name started, marriage, connected, boom, and then here I am. Enough. When somebody asks my child where you come from, my child is going to be able to say, this is the documentation, X, Y, and Z, going back this lineage. So if they ever decide to give out reparations, because I think that what they're going to do is, if they will decide to give out reparations one day, it more than likely going to be based upon if you can trace your ancestors back at least 3 generations. I'm going to have all that archive for her, because guess what? She's going to be able to trace it back 5. Yeah, you heard me. 5 generations. Her, me, her grandmother, her great grandmother, and her great.
Now, where's your country?
My country is America. I was born in New York, raised in...
A lot of people don't know that the Caribbean is a part of North America. Yes, the continent of the Caribbean is in North America. So when you're asking African Americans where they're from, you sound silly, because also it's the same thing. The only difference between us, Black Caribbeans, and African Americans is where the boat docked. We were all still working there as slaves for free for 400 or 500 years. So if you're saying, oh, Americans don't know where they're from, and you're from the Caribbean, I don't think you understand how stupid you sound, because you're comparing our experience being in the UK, as in the Windrush generation, been here for 70 years, to Americans who have been there for 400 or 500 years and have created their culture within America. Because you don't ask white Americans, oh, where are you from? Are you from England? Are you from Scotland? Are you from... No, you say, when they say they're American, they'll be like, yeah, I'm American, even though they've been there the same time as Black Americans. It actually sounds so dumb. It actually sounds so stupid, and it really goes to show the lack of education when it comes to Black history. It really highlights it, because we're aware of like the Windrush, and that's it. I'm talking about the UK education. But when it comes to like Caribbean and slavery and stuff like that, there's not a lot of knowledge on it. And it really goes to show. In fact, I teach kids about like Black British history using puppets. I might start teaching adults as well, because it's actually so crazy, the lack of education when it comes to Black history. And honestly, stop asking African Americans where they're from, because it actually sounds so dumb. Go and watch 12 Years a Slave.
Because when I called the DNA company to ask what African-American DNA was, I didn't think she was going to tell me it was a mix of African and original settler DNA from North America. Plus, I've tried to use apps to record conversations before and they never work. And I'm not the only one who has called their DNA company to ask them what their African-American DNA is on their test. And those people say they were told the same thing I was. Here's a video.
I spoke to my DNA person as well and asked them the very same question as this creator did. I asked, what does it mean when you have African-American DNA? Because that's what it says on the paperwork of one particular company that I did DNA with. And she said it's a mixture of traces of African, small traces of African, but an overwhelming number of DNA genes from original settlers of America.
Bitches love not claiming they from somewhere. You done spent all your life in one place of the world. Ain't gonna talk about I ain't from there. You spent 2 years, 2 years. Your newborn life and your first year somewhere else. And you claiming that for the rest of your life. You're not from there. You from where you claim you ain't from. That's where you been staying, sweets. That's where you been staying. That's where you're from. If you done spent over 10 years there, babes, that's where you're from.
So I was at the club in Bangkok and I met this guy, and he was African, Nigerian, but he was living in, I guess he was raised in the UK, and I don't know if he was like first generation, second generation, but he was Nigerian living in the UK. So then he asked me, we're talking for a little bit. He asked me like, oh, so what's your ethnic background? He already knows I'm American at this point. So I say, I'm American. That's my background. He's like, why do you Americans always say that? Why do you Americans always do this? He's like, that's like me saying, I'm English, I'm British. I'm like, no, that is not like you saying you're British because you're Nigerian and that's where you're from. But literally, I said, I'm American. As far back as I can trace, I'm American. So I'm going to say I'm American. I'm not. He's like, just say you lost track. Just say you don't know. No, nigga, I know. I'm American. Like, people will try to hype you out of being where you're actually from. Like, it's really crazy to me. Like, nigga, I'm American. Like, fuck out of here. Do your research. Everybody trying to tell Black Americans where they're not from and what they can say and where they're not. Like, nah, nigga.
What is with this premise or this idea that's being pushed that Black Americans have no business or no right talking about immigration, or it's none of their concern, or they shouldn't have any voice in the matter? That Black Americans have no business talking about immigration. You should have no opinion on it. Black man, how dare you? Keep your mouth shut. Stop worrying about who we are. Stop worrying about how we all come over here and we all spout the same rhetoric that is offensive towards you. Don't worry about how we come over here and can't speak a lick of English, but we got stores, we got loans, we got business deals, and we got stores in your communities that you can't even get loans to get yourself. Don't worry about how we get over here, and don't worry about our cheating scandals. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about how we're getting caught up for having backdoor deals where we're getting CDLs without actually having to know English or actually pass a test. We're just going there and dropping some money. Don't worry about how we get our people into this government system in America, and next thing you know, you guys are excluded. Don't worry about how we seem to all come over here and receive the same benefits that you were supposed to receive during the civil rights movement, after the civil rights movement that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. Don't worry about how we all seem to pour over here out of nowhere and receive all the benefits that you guys were supposed to receive. Don't have you how dare you? Don't worry about anything. Stop worrying about who we are. Stop worrying about if our history is correct. Stop worrying about why we all come over here and seem to sign up and immediately worship whiteness and have the same racist rhetorics that all team up and go against you and your people. Don't worry about what color Jesus was. Don't worry about who the real Jews are. Stop worrying, reading the Bible so much. Stop looking into it. We have pastors that can tell you what that means. Don't worry about if we're lying about who the people of this land is over here. Don't worry about why those photos down there in South America look exactly like your people. They're not you. Don't worry about the paintings on the pyramids over here. Don't worry about these people. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Don't question our pastors. Don't question who the real Jews are. Don't question Jesus. Don't question these immigrants. Don't question us Africans. Don't question where you come from. Don't question the out of Africa theory. You came from Africa, even though what we're saying makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely, and sounds absolutely asinine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about how we push godless theories onto you, like evolution, that tell you that you all came from monkeys. Don't worry about anything. How dare you, Black people? You're messing shit up. You're messing our reality up. Don't worry about our pagan holidays. Don't worry about this. Don't worry. Don't look into why you shouldn't be eating pork. Don't worry. Why are you so concerned about the origins of Christmas? Why are you so concerned about the origins of Easter? Why are you so concerned about the origins of the Christian or Catholic Church? Why are you looking into redlining? Why are you looking into those books? You sound racist. You sound xenophobic. You sound really xenophobic right now, Black people. It's very wicked. And every day, the Bible just pops off more and more and more off the pages, exposing who you people are and who your team is. Where did this rhetoric come from? Of course, I have blood ties to this land. I have ancestors that shed their blood on this land. I am an inheritor of Turtle Island. Who the fuck are you people? I like to say, and I've said this for years now, once I know who I am, I know who you are. Once I know who you are, I know who I am. And that may weigh heavier to certain people, depending on where you are in understanding and where you are in this world or what nationality you are, but it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Once I know who I am, I know who you are. Once I know who you are, I know who I am. Okay? So yes, who are you? Who are you? How is it that you come on now every day, more and more is getting exposed that a lot of you people that come over here from these different countries, that you guys are the lazy ones. You guys are the ones that don't have any history. You guys are the ones that run and flee. Not only could you not take care of the land that you already pre-stole, you already stole that land. It was already given to you. You had stolen land. You couldn't even work that land. You couldn't even set up a corrupt government system on that land that was sustainable enough for you guys to even have to stay there. Now, not only that, you have to flee the land you came from, come over here, take from what we have, treat us racist, treat us as racist, make backdoor deals with the American government, get your business loans that we can't, get set up in our communities, set up the stores, treat us like trash there, talk down to us, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. It's all coming out that we aren't the lazy ones, you guys are. And now you guys see that, and you're getting annoyed because Black Americans are walking around with a huge sense of pride lately. We're walking around with our heads held real high because we know this is our place. We're walking around here. You can't tell us anymore you're African. You can't tell that doesn't work anymore. You can't tell us that this isn't our land anymore. You can't try to separate us and stick African onto anything that we do and make it seem as though it has anything to do with Africa. I can't stand that. Yesterday there was a video I was watching. They were talking about AAVE. Stop calling it AAVE. Let's call it Ebonics again, because the way we talk has nothing to do with Africa. Your curses and your spells that you put on it, your wordplay has no effect. Of course, we're going to be concerned. That's what's making you upset, because we've always we've listened to you. We followed your rules. We stayed quiet. We didn't want to rock the boat. We had other issues to deal with. Now we're doing so much better, so we are going to be going through your history. We're going to be figuring out if you are who you say you are. You don't come around me anymore and just tell me that you're this, you're that, you're that. I'm going to read up on you. I'm going to figure out if you're a hijack or if you're the real thing. There's a lot of hijacks out here. There's a lot of people running around with stolen identities on stolen land. There's a lot of people that have committed spiritual mail fraud, spiritual identity theft. And we're sniffing you out, and Black people are sniffing you out, and there's nothing you can tell us. You're starting to figure out, you're starting to see, and you're starting to having to have no other choice but to accept the fact that we are our own separate people. We're not all the same. Not all melanated people are all the same and come from the same thing. All those little things that you lied and you set up are falling apart. You can't tell us nothing. Yes, who are you? Why are you here? Yes, you come over here, you treat us like trash, you co-sign whiteness, you get backdoor deals, you obviously are working together hand in hand. We obviously are being teamed up against. We're sick of being told not to talk about it. Black people are the only ones who have a 1,000,000-pound elephant sitting on their chest. The only ones. Not only is there an elephant in the room when it comes to us, but that elephant has been sitting on our chest for the last 400 years. And all you nations be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You come over here, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's enough. We've had enough of that. We're calling you out. We're calling out your history. We're calling you out. If you claim you're indigenous, you better come correct. You better come correct, because we're not just accepting your stupid little theories anymore. We're not accepting, and that's a huge sign. That's a huge sign of the fall of a nation, when their holiday, nobody celebrates their holidays anymore. When their history is questioned every day. When everything they do is questioned. Their priests, their pastors, their churches are all being questioned and all being emptied out. That's what's happening to your society right now, and it started with us, and it's going to end with us. So yes, don't tell us we have no business worrying about immigration. Stop telling us we're xenophobic. That's not going to work. That's been going on for a long time now. Every time we try to call out a certain group of Black people, you sound racist. You're sounding real racist right now. You look like white people right now. And you guys do that as an attempt to stop us. You do that as a very shitty attempt to throw up a quick gate to stop us, because apparently we're going to be so scared and we're not going to be able to process what you're saying. And the second we hear that we're being racist, we're going to stop and take 10 steps back and say, I better not go that way. No. Your gatekeeping, your little gates that you try to set up to keep us out of certain topics or to keep us from looking into certain things, don't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore. We're going through everything. We're going through all y'all shit. Like I say, we have spiritual bloodhounds. The spiritual bloodhounds have been sent out, and a spiritual task force has been sent out with them. And we're knocking on all your doors. We're knocking on everybody's door. Who you? You say you're this, but everything you're saying is not adding up. I don't believe you. And we're walking away, and we're figuring out everything's back. We got our spiritual mojo back. We got our shit back. That's why everything you're doing is not working anymore. That's why all that, don't look into this. That's why we're being very outspoken about Turtle Island and who's indigenous to this and who's landed, because we have blood ties here. I have blood ties here. I have ancestors that have died here. A lot of you can't talk about this land past Ellis Island. A lot of you can't talk about America past the civil rights movement when they shipped a bunch of you over here. We're not the same.
This is actually a good point. We're not no kind of diaspora. Why do we say that? Like, why do we say the diaspora? Why do we say that we're having diaspora wars? Like, if you're a Black American, you don't have a diaspora. Because if you think about it, if there's a Black American diaspora, it would be Black Americans who were born and raised in the United States, for the freedmen, who would have decided to move overseas somewhere. And those technically would be the diaspora, but not us over here in the United States. We're not diaspora. Diaspora is like if you're freshly from some country and you move to another country, then you're a diaspora of the country that you left. But in the United States, as Black Americans, we're not diaspora because we don't have no relatives nowhere outside of the United States. So we couldn't be, nope, we're literally not diaspora at all. Like, that's something that I think we need to think about. We shouldn't even be saying diaspora if we really think about it.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about if Black people have culture, where we come from, the motherland. So the motherland, the oldest human genome is known to be, in Africa. Africa. Repeat me. Africa. That's the human gene. The smallest thing that's in your body, the cell that collects the data, the information. It's called, the DNA. It's been found to be Africa, to be in Africa. But it's all over the place. This whole globe is, original to the landmass, anything that's already there. And what was on the landmass was organisms, the animals, the people, which was us, not even us, but the aboriginals, which we are co-descendants from. You know what I'm saying? We're tapped in. That's why we have fear. A lot of Black people have fear because it's something linked to our, whatchamacallit. It's like a GPS gate, but we don't know how to use it. It's because we're from here. But you see certain people, especially the higher beings, they feed off of it. We don't feed off of it. We use it. We push it because we're from here. It's a navigation point, but these people feed off of that. We're like food to these parasitical beings that came here. They're not like beings like ghosts. They're like entities that feed off from these type of vessels that are inside the bodies of the people that are in this world. They have a different brain system, their brain stem, like they feed off of something different from us. Of course, they're almost like humanoids, like human-like, but they're different. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the motherland could be Africa's is land, but everywhere is like where it's placed at to be original, because everything old or like historic has been found at this place. Like mountains, pyramids are found in America, some Egypt, Africa, all over the place. Even some underwater, hidden discoveries that are very ancient. That is even older than the calendar that we have. You know what I'm saying? So we've been here for thousands and millions of years on this globe, and we've been here. Especially America. But no, everybody's even America, because America is not even America. It's a stolen land. It's a land on top of the land. It's been taken over. It's not our land. It's a parasitical land. So everybody wants to leave. Everybody wants to go to Thailand, or they want to go to Africa because they want to go to somewhere refreshing, because this land is dying. You can feel it. It feels kind of like when you go outside, you may feel the sun, but it feels like a damn battlefield. It feels like you're in modern warfare. That's what it feels like. You don't feel safe. Like you go outside, it feels like something is touching you. Like, I don't know if it could be the wind, but it feels like something is actually touching you. It's the energy, man. It's just off. You know what I'm saying? You feel it when you go outside. With me, I kind of like calm myself down so I don't like be like, oh, I'm so paranoid, but that's what it feels. It's dying. That's what it is. America is dying. People are leaving to go to like a motherland like Africa or Thailand because this country is just dying it, And yeah, like, do we have culture? I think we have influence, like Black Americans. But if you're saying that, dancing around and we're in Jordan's culture, those are endorsements that are used from our influence. I think we're being used from our puppets of our skills to influence the world. We're not really, it's not really anything that's sentimental to our culture, anything like holy. I'm not talking about religious, you know what I'm saying? So that's not really like our culture. We shouldn't prop that up saying, Black Americans, we do this, we do that. It's basically like a mockery when we say that we have a culture. That's not really our culture. That's bullshit. That's propagated shit. The shit that we do is not propagated. It's our natural, ancient, spiritual, routine, our grounding, you know what I'm saying? Connected to, nature, something else. More than this. It's just what we are. Something ancient that's native. It's a frequency that we was tuned in, but it's been brought out of us ages ago. We're not even tuned into that. So the culture that we have, that's fucking counterfeit bullshit. You call that nature, you need to smack yourself because you're a coon. We're in Jordans. That you call that fucking culture. Be able to sing and rap, that's bullshit. Like, come on, like, we could do a lot of shit. Like, I don't want to talk about you could levitate. We could do things like probably like bend metal or put your hands in fire, but our bodies is not in that state anymore. Things have been changed and warped to this reality. So we probably will not go back to that reality anytime soon. We are in a different landscape now. Like we are in a whole nother world. Like that was just ages ago. like way ages ago. That was like, man, that was ages ago. Like we're in a whole different land. Our bodies is different, and our nervous system has been wrapped around and suited away based on our environments and our ecosystem, which is European based. But now that system is dying. They're trying to form another so-called system. So we're gonna see where the world heads towards too. You know what I'm saying? Because things are changing every day. Freaking something on the bad news. You go out, like I said, it feels off, and then you check the news. You wonder why. It has to reflect. Something has to happen. Something is not right. Then boom, we're shown time and time and again that it ain't right. Something is dying. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, we try to do what we got to do. We can laugh and things are bad, but it is what it is, man. Just go on, tap in with yourself. And yeah, bruh.
I told you, stop asking every black American where they're from, right? I know in the US they have people from, they have other black people. We have Haitians, we have Nigerians, we have Ghanaians, we have people from Africa. But the thing is, you see these ones, they call foundational black Americans. Stop asking them where they're from. That's a very stupid question. You ask somebody a question, and the person is like, I'm American. And you're asking where in America. It means that you're not even believing what they're saying, right? So that serves you well, right? I hope this videos you just watched, you are able to really understand where they're coming from, their point of view, right? And as black Americans, keep saying it, keep screaming it until the deaf people hear it. We are Americans, keep saying it, we are indigenous. Keep saying it, don't stop talking it. Right? Make sure you keep saying it every day, every time. This is where you're from. Or else they're going to replace you, or else you're going to be erased totally, because the whole idea they sell to people outside is quite different. And that's why they keep saying you and they're saying, no, you're not from here. Keep screaming it to their faces. Tell your kids to tell them they are Americans. You don't know any other place. This is the only place you know. This is the only place your fathers left for you. Keep telling them you are American and not whoever they think you should be, right? So I don't know who does this video resonate with, right? Do not forget to share this video. Kindly subscribe, like, and keep watching my videos. I drop a lot of videos and you guys are not watching. I've said it severally. You don't have to watch it. Listen to it. Even if you don't like the video, just because you're making your sister happy, just allow it to play. Okay, let it play. Let me know that, oh, it's just coming from a place of love. You can't tell me you love me so much and I'll put some videos up and you're not watching. That's so sad. Well, meanwhile, right, let me see your thoughts in the comments about this video, right? It's Global Just with BJ. I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.